Conor McGregor is taking a career gamble at UFC 202. Las Vegas. For the last 3 years, Conor McGregor could do no wrong. He quickly ascended from relative anonymity to the undisputed biggest star in mixed martial arts. But now, the UFC featherweight champion seems dangerously close to watching it all wipe away. McGregor, who looked unstoppable in his first 7 UFC fights, saw his era of invincibility vanish in March after moving up 25 pounds to challenge scrappy, short-notice replacement Nate Diaz. The Notorious ultimately tapped out to a second-round, rear-naked choke in a non-titled welterweight bout. 5 months later, McGregor 19-3 MMA, 7-1 UFC and Diaz 19-10, 14-8 meet again in the headlining bout of Saturday's UFC 202 pay-per-view event at T-Mobile Arena 10 p.m. PET. "It's something that's part of the game," McGregor told USA Today Sports. "You've just got to take it. It ain't nice. The highs are very, very high, and the lows are low. But you suck it up, break it down into what went wrong, and correct the mistakes. This is the game we are in. It's a crazy, crazy business." Despite the loss, McGregor still holds the UFC's 145-pound title, but his own head coach has suggested the 28-year-old Irishman is no longer capable of making waves in a competitive division. UFC President Dana White said if that's the case, current interim champ Jose Aldo will be granted undisputed status. If he falls short on Saturday night, McGregor could face the very real possibility of not only owning the 2-fight skid, but also being stripped of his title. He could also find himself forced out of those lucrative PPV headlining slots, which this year helped him become the first MMA fighter to crack Forbes' list of highest-paid athletes with a reported $22 million in earnings. Still, it was McGregor who insisted on a rematch with Diaz, and that it was done again at 170 pounds. "I couldn't make it at any other way except the weight I was defeated at," McGregor said. "It would have raised questions. I feel it would have defeated the purpose of what this is about." White said he recommended McGregor choose differently but respected the fighter's insistence. "I didn't think it was a good idea, but it's one of the things I respect about Conor," White said. "This is what he wanted, and how do you say no to a guy that has stepped up every time on short notice fights? Because believe me, we've had plenty of guys who don't step up." It's a huge moment for McGregor, and the tension has been evident. On Wednesday, a press conference in Las Vegas turned ugly, with McGregor showing up 25 minutes after it began, visibly angering White, and eventually engaging in an expletive-laden shouting match with Diaz before the two fighters and their camps began to hurl water bottles and energy drink cans at each other, with fans and media in the crossfire. For McGregor, UFC 202 offers a chance at redemption, and it could affirm his worth as a superstar who will truly face anybody at any time, and at any weight. The flip side isn't nearly as palatable when considering McGregor's immediate future, but White said the very real stakes of the rematch are what make it such a compelling affair. "We're dealing with two guys who have that dog in them and love to fight," White says. "These two are going to square off. The guy that won and wasn't surprised, and the other guy who was shocked that he lost and wants to do it again. That is awesome. I promise you this, with all the expletive that's been going on in dealing with these two for the past couple of days, then they step into that octagon, everybody who likes fighting is going to get exactly what they paid for."